Hey crypto friends, my name is Garrett and I am a crypto day trader whose overall goal here with my channel is to simply help other traders in the most simplistic ways as possible. So in today's educational video, I'm going to be showing you guys a super simple strategy that you can use to make $100 a day with a small $1,000 trading account. And for those of you who love trading crypto and would like to try out the same exchange that I use on a daily basis, then go ahead and feel free to try out the Blowfin exchange here with the link in the video description down below this video. I personally love this exchange because they allow anybody from anywhere to be able to sign up and trade crypto futures. So if you are one of those people and you want to trade futures, you can do it right here on the Blowfin exchange. Now, normally I wouldn't suggest using large percentages of your trading account like this, but realistically, the majority of new traders out there don't pay attention to risk management anyway, but you're only going to be entering trades with $500 at 10x leverage for this strategy, okay? So first thing you want to do is you want to set up your chart, okay? You want to go to any coin you want. I'm going to use Sui here because there's some really good examples here of what I want to show you. So you're going to go to whatever coin you want and go to the 1 hour chart, all right? If you want to follow along with me, well, I guess at the time that this video comes out, it's probably going to be a different time anyway. But we're going to be using Sui here, and what you want to do is you want to add the indicator that I use, all right? So the indicator that I use with all of my trading, literally any trade that I get into, I'm always using the 7-period simple moving average, all right? It's the only indicator I use outside of using price action, and that's literally all I use. So you want to add the 7-period simple moving average, and the way you find that is by going to indicators and typing in moving average simple, and just click on it. It'll be right up here in technicals. Click on it and it will add it to your chart. But you want to go into the settings of it right up in here, and you want to choose the length and change it, have the length come down to 7, all right? So once you have your SMA on your chart, the next thing that you want to do is you want to also draw out your local support and resistance levels on the same chart. And as you guys can clearly see right here, I've already got my local support and resistance levels on the chart already here. Now, this blue box that you're seeing over here on the right-hand side, for the sake of the example that I'm going to be showing you in this video, I just want you to ignore all of that price action, all right? We're not going to use anything on that side of the chart. So I want you to pretend that none of that exists, okay? So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you exactly how I do this and how I interpret when to buy and when to sell and all that good stuff, okay? And it's all going to come down to the 7-period SMA and where price action is in relation to these local support and resistance levels as well. So let's say price action is right down here, okay? We just had this very small minor drop right down in here, all right? Hang on, let me go ahead and open my calculator. And so we've got the small drop that happened right here, but you'd already have this marked out because we would have this as a support level down here, because this is where we started a reversal back up to the upside from this downtrend, all right? So that would technically be where I would put my support level, which would be right there. And as you can clearly see in this downtrend right here that happened, price action actually ended up stopping right at that support level. So that tells you that there's probably going to be a reversal happening soon. And the candlestick itself, you can clearly tell that it ended up rejecting that support level and going upwards instead. That right there tells you that bullish momentum is starting to build. And obviously the next candle opened and that momentum started to build even further. Next candle, same thing, but it closed it closed in the same spot as that previous candle. And then the next candle, same exact thing. But this is where you would want to get into this trade at, okay? Now, when I'm trading with the 7-period SMA, I typically enter, when I'm trading it with the 1 hour, I typically always enter the trade when price action crosses over to the upside of the 7-period SMA right here, okay? And the reason why is because when price action is bullish, the SMA is always underneath the price action. And when price action is bearish, the price action is, or the moving average is always on top of the price action itself. As you guys can clearly see that right in here. For instance, price action became bearish, and the moving average is above all of the price action. Right here, price action turned bullish, and it went bullish, and all of the price action is on top of the moving average. All right. So this is what you would need to do. You need to get in when the price action crosses above this moving average right in here. We already got one confirmation right down in here, so obviously we rejected that support level, and we rejected the support level and did not end up going further down whatsoever. Instead, we ended up going back up and started to build more and more momentum. So you would want to get in right when that cross happens, which would be right around in here, but you want to wait until the candle closes. The key is to wait until that candle closes. If the candle closes above and on top of that moving average, then you're probably good to go most times. Okay, 9 times out of 10, you're good to go after that. So you get in right in there. So we will just say you got in at roughly $1.96. All right. So let's say you enter your position with $500. You're using 10x leverage, so technically it's like a $5,000 position, but realistically, I mean, the percentages don't calculate based off of the $5,000. It calculates it based off of your $500. So you've got $500 right here, and we are going to enter the position at 10x leverage. All right. So instead of, or we get in there, and then what you want to do is to wait until price action. Obviously, we ended up going up. We broke through this resistance area right here with very, very easily. And what you want to do is, this is the key, all right? This is the key of knowing when to sell with this 7-period SMA, okay? When price action deviates far away from the moving average, that is when you want to sell your position, okay? Now, you could end up waiting for the next candle to see what the next candle ends up doing. If the next candle starts dropping like this one did here, then you want to definitely sell, okay? And yes, as you can clearly see, it did end up going up a little bit after that, but we are not here. The goal is not to chase, okay? You don't want to chase, all right? The goal is to secure your profits and take your profits out and just get the hell out of the trade, okay? So it deviated far away from the moving average, so you'd want to sell roughly around somewhere in this area. We're just going to say that you sold somewhere right around maybe right around here, realistically, because in reality, you're not going to catch the exact top. So you would have sold at $2.22. All right. So let's see what we got here. So you sell at $2.22, and let's see what that percentage would have been. So if you ended up buying right down in here at this level, you rode all the way up to the top at $2.22, you would have made a good solid, with 10x leverage, a good solid 134%, all right? Because 13.4%, multiply that by 10, you get 134%, all right? So realistically, with this trade, with this one trade right here, instead of making $100, you're literally making over 100% profits right there. So you're literally going to make over $500 there, okay, on just that one trade alone, okay? Now, the same works for the downside as well, okay? As you guys can clearly see, you would get in right where it crosses over to bearish territory right in here, and you want to write it down when it comes down to, obviously, either if it deviates far away from the moving average, or if it ends up coming down to the support level, all right? Because obviously you want to be trading price action as well. So if you're also trading price action too, and you're paying attention to the support and resistance levels like you should be, then you will know to sell at right here at the support level to get out of it, okay? So if you were to have ended up doing that, or you ended up getting in on that trade, let's say you only wrote it down to maybe right in here, right in this level, okay? You'd still make roughly around 47% profits right there. 4.72% profits, which multiply that by 10 for 10x leverage, you're making about 47% right there, all right? So we take $500, multiply that by 0.47 for 47%, you would have made $235 on that one single trade right there, okay? So as you can clearly see, trading with the support and resistance levels and the 7-period SMA, it works very, very well. Now we'll go ahead and let me go ahead and get rid of this. I'll show you some more examples just to kind of show you what I'm talking about here, okay? So Here's another good example right here when we started to get bullish again. All right, we ended up coming down. We deviated far away from the moving average right here, as you can clearly see, and price ended up starting a reversal from there and started to go back up again. So if you were to have ended up buying right when it crossed, right in there, which would be roughly around $1.80, and you went all the way to the top, once again, when it deviates far away from the moving average, let's see here, you would have made roughly around 100, roughly around 13.85%. Multiply that by 10x leverage, that's 138% right there. That is a good solid trade to make within a 5-hour time span. So realistically, you're going to make more than $100 doing that. So this is overall what I'm trying to explain here is you can make a lot of money trading very, very simple with very, very simple strategies. You do not need to have a chart full of indicators. You do not need to make your trading extremely complex or hard or anything like that. It's really not that hard. You just have to be able to pay attention to support and resistance, the relationship between the candlesticks themselves and what they're doing, being able to read the momentum in the candlesticks themselves, and be able to look at the relationship between the candlesticks and how far away they are from the moving average itself. All right. Now, before I go ahead and wrap up this video, if you guys enjoyed this one and you feel like you got some decent value out of it, please be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and hit the like button below as well if you liked the video. And with that said, thank you guys for watching.